Hey everyone, it's Calvin, also known as Roman. This is Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. This is my first ever playthrough of Danganronpa Trigger Happy Havoc. The reason she locked herself in a room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep herself from getting out.
It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
That's what I was assuming too. It seems that right now they're trying to pin this on Toko. Now, again, I'm not gonna make baseless assumptions. My whole idea right now is that Togami did this, and he did it, and then was like influencing Toko at that point too.
What?
Toko was afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her, of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna have some explanation. This game loves this guy so much.
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation.
You did?
She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time.
That's hearsay. That's hearsay.
And that
But I guess that doesn't count in this
trepidation
trial?
is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
Man, imagine if an actual trial. I know this is not an actual trial. I know it's not going by the rules of an actual trial. Imagine a trial is just like, did you kill her? No. In fact, I heard Johnny over there saying he did kill her, and everyone was like, oh my god.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
Ah, Toko.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
And now the one person that she thought was going to be completely straightforward with her and completely honest with her has just told a big lie.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to.
If Togami didn't kill Chihiro in this, I'm going to ask Monokuma, can we play an extra game right away? And we get to get rid of a character we don't like.
This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone.
So she's Genocide Jack. She was able to do all of that, because here's the thing, as well, I'm not gonna doubt this girl at all, and it's not about doubting girls in general, because Ogami could do it. I 100% believe Asahina could do it, but Toko is 47 kilograms, 100. She's literally what? I was about to say she's 31 inches. That's her chest. She's 5'4". No matter what way you look at it, right? You can be 5'4" and be a powerhouse girl. You really can. You can be, 47 kg and be really tall and still be able to overpower people. How was she able to suspend people so easily, especially those grown men? And here's the thing. Look at this. Hina right here, right? 5'3", is shorter. She weighs a tiny bit more, but she's super athletic. I 100% believe that she could use some leverage to get them tied up. You know what I mean? And that's not me just saying oh they couldn't do it because they're girls. You get what I'm saying? It's really hard to believe that Toko will be able to do it unless there was another way of doing this. I suppose if they're knocked out, it's harder. And it's not just about lifting them, it's about suspending them and putting them in the right place. That crap would be hard for me. And guys, I think I'm 60 kg? 60 kg, 5'8", and I'd have a hard time doing it. Maybe I'm just underestimating what the human body can do, and I could just be talking on my butt. But I'd find it hard to do it. I don't know. And I'm just a tiny bit bigger than her.
But in spite of that promise,
Get away from my door, you sick freaks! I'm sorry I couldn't keep our promise, but don't worry, never again. So that was the promise she was talking about. I won't let Genocide Jack have control over again.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh, you're a dirtbag, Togami. You're a dirtbag.
That's the only reason I promised.
how many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Yeah, sure.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I believe Toko in this situation.
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
Toko,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
you're right, you are. No, he's not looking at himself. Okay.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person you don't mean.
What? Wait, no. No. Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom, but in the next second...
Well, hello there. Is it me you were hoping to see?
Danganronpa. Danganronpa.
What do I do? What do I do?
What the heck?
I agree, what the heck?
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
Genocide Jill's actually a way cooler name.
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, what the F is this?
What happened to you?
Not Toko. That's a loser name. And what happened is a textbook split personality.
Textbook?
What if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
Freaking Ripperoo over here.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend Genocide Jill. This is beyond insane. It's actually like kind of like stunning me, guys. I'll be honest. Like it's like I didn't expect it to go down like this.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
What's up? Yeah, what's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds. Just kidding.
Then it's not true?
It's I don't know what to even think about
Of course
anymore.
It's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid?
I don't know. Genocide Jill is kind of like makes more sense than you, to be honest, Monokuma.
And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people.
No.
It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
In some ways, but you can definitely live your life reducing the impact that you have on the entire world, right? And not only that, but like, man, I don't think like I've like caused people pain in like years, you know? I know, okay, backspace your comment. You don't need to do a big long post about, I know you're waiting for this episode to do your big long post about like, Genocide Jill actually has some good points, okay? Just backspace the comment now. I won't even read it, okay? So you might as well backspace it now.
Just kidding again.
See, even she disagrees with you. I don't even know what the frick is happening. What is this
should be
game?
Enough to convince you. This murderous
No, it's not
fiend
enough
is
to convince me
responsible
at
for
all.
Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
Tagami's the type of dude who, like, looks up big words just to say them at a party.
A motive? Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack.
Let's assume you're assuming stuff
If a
again.
secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Again, you're making us. You have no evidence.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
Yeah, Ishimaru knows.
I cannot
Ishimaru.
imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
I can.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. A lot is still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. I'm sorry, but like there's way more evidence that points this at this point towards being Tagami, in my opinion. Status of the dead body.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
I mean, a lot of us don't have alibis.
Alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
It doesn't. It doesn't. That's the one we have to do. It does not match it.
Give it up. You killed her.
It does not match it. Okay, I just have to focus on remember Chihiro's body. That must have the answer. That should prove whether what he said isn't quite right.
Sorry, but you say that, but perhaps if you had an alibi. Oh, an alibi, huh?
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Give it
That's
up.
gonna be
You
a
killed her.
pain in the neck. Isn't it? That's gonna be the big pain.
Perhaps if you had an
We can do it though.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the
can
modus
do it, though.
operandi matches completely. What more proof? do we need?
Oh,
Give it up. You killed her.
you shut up, Tagami.
Sorry, but
You say that, but
Sorry.
Oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof?
Oh, I
do we
got
need?
that. Come
Give it up.
on, game.
You killed
Let's
her.
stop though with that shilly-shallying.
Sorry, but
you say that, but
perhaps if you had an oh, an alibi.
When you compare your past murders to this
Okay, here we go.
incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
There we go. It doesn't. It doesn't match completely. That only took a few seconds. Break.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same?
Come on, Makoto.
not
You're
so
smarter
sure
than
about
Tagami.
I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you.
Yeah, No, not human garbage. What is that? What are we looking at?
With passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
I get it in a sick, twisted way.
This is no creation of mine.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense.
True. Let's do
There are
that.
two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
The one clear difference between the murders is in the photos from the other Genocide Jack cases, look at the neck and the stomach. Here you'll see a clear difference. The victim's fatal injury, the style of bloody message, the victim's fatal injury. It was a
For
wound,
one,
a stab wound, right?
The cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors.
Uh-huh.
But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
It's all they had.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method?
Takami's gonna argue she doesn't have a
And
scissors.
there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
You need to stop. Okay? You need to stop.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Yes, Hagakure.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
Uh-huh. With the cords, right? Yeah, in the photos of the other Genocide Jack cases, all the other victims were stabbed through the hands. Here you'll see a clear difference. So is what was used to suspend her, which was the cords, like the
Do you
extension
remember
cord.
what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I use my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement.
Don't bite your finger off, okay?
Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
What if when this is all over, it's like Hifumi, get her, like, because like it started off very creepy. Now I'm just like, we gotta get this girl out of
Big
here.
Mac? Are you referring to me?
Big Mac, that's a nice name. Let's keep her.
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually one
Big
more
Mac's a really nice
difference.
nickname.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Little lolly girl? Well, she's just a girl. Like, I feel like that's one of the weirder things that does happen in like anime as well sometimes, is like, because there is degeneracy in anime. Ah, poster just fell. Because there is degeneracy in anime, whenever a little girl is on screen, they call her a lolly. And it's like, at that point, it says more about you than it does about the show at that point. You know what I mean? Because there is weird things they do with kids in anime, right? And in TV shows. But say people say that about like Nanako in Persona 4. And it's like, no, you're a weirdo if you're calling her that. That's just a freaking kid. Let's see. There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack case, Jack victims, and Chihiro. And Chihiro didn't fit it? Oh, they're boys. Because Chihiro was a girl.
Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Mm-hmm.
Bingo, bullseye, right on the money!
You need to go. Actually, no, stay. You call me Big Mac. That was a nice nickname.
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, 32. Tetsuhiro Honda, 17. Shoji Gaku, 23. Kano Issei, Takeshi Yoshida, 30. Actually, I take back what I said. All these guys are like super skinny guys. I could carry them for sure. Komatsu Taro, Takufuga Ichiro, Witachi Masumi, Yuta Yumejimi, Jima. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
Mm-hmm.
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
They're all big boys.
I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
She seems to like really like this though as well.
The hell is wrong with you?
It's pretty interesting though to have a character that like they're you know, with the split personality thing, but like also because like it's very exaggerated, but they have like this character that's like completely opposite to what the other characters like what they are as a person.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it. But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen
Jesus
just because
Christ.
they're both noodles? Don't be stupid.
Like, here's the thing, like that's something I can never handle with like killers in like TV shows that describe their killing as like art and stuff. And it's like, you just begin like the most interesting killers of all time are the ones that are just like, I just like doing it. You know, it's not pretty, it's not cool, I just like doing it. Those type of killers in TV shows, yeah, you know, like I know like it's completely different, you know, way of looking at it, but like you look at like Future Diary, like they're killing each other because, you know, it's for them, it's their own personal gain. They're not calling it art or anything, you know. And to me, that's like much more interesting. Not that I'm saying that she's not interesting in the character. I think that they're setting her up as a character that we're supposed to be like, this is freaky as hell, and I think it's working. I hope that makes sense.
I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Yeah, but like, I think she would find a more, if she's so passionate about this, I think she would find a more interesting way to do it.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Yeah, lowly cur! Get her! I love Genocide Jill. Get him!
Lowly?
Yeah,
cur?
she said lowly cur. Me put my arm around Genocide Jill. Lowly cur! Take that! What's the matter, lowly cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, I like when close to what I was saying. I think that she would like. Well, no, actually, no. I. That's not what I was saying. Actually, no, because I think that like that's a little bit. Yeah, that's a little bit different. It's not just about the because this is about the idea behind the killing, rather than the method, I suppose. Yeah.
And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect.
Exactly. Genocide Jill is much smarter than Tagami.
That does make some amount of sense. Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Yeah.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school.
Fumi, this is Genocide Jill's time.
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors.
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that?
Wait. Oh my god.
She's fully equipped.
Yes, she is. Genocide Jill. Genocide Jill. Genocide Jill. Genocide Jill.
That's right. So I can kill anywhere, anytime.
Genocide Jill.
Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't kill
I can't.
gutter dogs. All of
I
you.
can't. We're gutter dogs.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
Ishimaru.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really
Same.
be innocent?
At this point, Ishimaru, she insulted Togami. I'm on her side.
The body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah.
And
That's why we
Togami.
figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
And Togami. Yes, there is one person. One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases. I'm sorry, it's Tagami. Oh, he's sweating. It's the lowly cur.
Here's my answer.
You lowly cur.
It's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records.
You lowly cur.
Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Yeah, lowly cur.
Are you saying Mr.
Oh, cur isn't like that
Togami
much of
did
a
it?
bad word.
Then the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because He wanted to pin the crime.
Yeah, this
on
is my
her.
idea as well. I think this is the, I thought she still did it, but he forced her to do it, so it's like a little bit different from what I was thinking, I suppose.
Disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it.
Mm-hmm.
The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire.
Wait, adorable glasses man. Hold on a second. Okay, so he's not adorable. So who's she talking about? Hifumi, I guess Hifumi? Hifumi is behind it all? Because he's not adorable at all. Hifumi, okay, I mean, if you're behind it.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
Yeah, get him, Ishimaru. Punch
I
him.
see. So now the suspicion falls on me.
Oh, don't give him a reason to use Tinky Smart, guys. Don't give him a reason.
Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
When you came and talked to me and asked me to do the freaking case with you.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
And the locker rooms, they're suspicious, very suspicious indeed. Wouldn't you agree? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room. So you knew it right away.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that
Oh,
what
don't
you
give him a
wanna
reason
say?
to think he's smart.
The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone. A new element has been added to the non-stop debates, sure. Next we're going to add something called the truth flashback. If you aim at the weak spot and hold down triangle, then you'll memorize that weak spot. This memorized phrase can only be shot once as a single truth bullet. If you shoot or change a truth bullet, it will disappear from your truth cylinder. However, you can use this flashback feature as many times as you want if you don't seem to have the answer or to a lie or contradiction in your loaded truth bullets. It might be wise to memorize a different weak spot and use that to make your case. When's the best time to flash back? Well, you'll just have to use your keen wits, won't you? In this case, though, I will say that if you don't use a flashback, you won't be refuting anything. Well then, good luck and have fun. Okay, let's try our best. Genocide Jill fan club. Monokuma File 2.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it. That's
Really,
a
he's
natural
adorable,
reaction for any
Toko?
guy.
No, it's
The
not.
victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first.
But you
There was
didn't
no
know.
time for pointless distractions.
You didn't know that.
What's so strange about that?
You didn't know
I
that.
wish you'd taken me with you.
Do we work on that? Hearing Byakuya's comments about Chihiro being a girl, I realized there's some... Yeah, he didn't know that. But it doesn't make sense how he could have known, yeah, before we even found out. Okay, need to make the contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of... but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to check...
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
It's
The
not really
victim
at all.
was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
So we got a
What's so
flashback.
strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with
Wait, do you have to
you.
hold it then shoot it? Okay, let's try it again. This can be confusing to me.
So, you said Byakuya... but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity to...
That's a natural.
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
What, do you think there's some mistake looking at what I said? Wait, is that not a contradiction?
So, you said Byakuya was... but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural.
The victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Wait, what? Like, okay, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Okay, here we go. If you target a weak spot, then hold down the triangle button, you can use that weak spot as a temporary truth bullet later in the argument. These flashback bullets will disappear as soon as you use... Oh, so we have to use them on another truth bullet. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was
there we go.
Weird... How?
If you're presented with
Before we found the body.
to check out the girl's locker,
That's unnatural.
the victim
So it changes
was
then.
Chihiro.
There. Okay, now I get it. Okay, that was my bad again. I'm gonna make mistakes on these ones, guys, all the time. Apologies.
I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
At
I
all.
see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Good answer. That literally just destroys your entire argument.
Very interesting indeed. But
Your reasoning is
still
literally
too weak.
wrong.
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it's nothing to do with him.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it.
Kyoko, my girl.
We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The difference between this case and the other Genocide Jack murders was the extension cord? The evidence that proves Buku Buku is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? Library desk lamp. Of course. Wait, is this a flashback point?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with...
Yes, with
It
extension
was some kind of
cords.
rope. Was it not?
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about
No, it's not
that
my
rope.
very own special scissors.
Hey,
Did I get this
Byakuya,
wrong?
Where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
The proof that Byakuya did it is hidden within the rope. I guess it's possible at first. The item that she had been bound with was used like a rope, but was it actually a rope? No, it wasn't. Byakuya didn't use rope. He used a very specific object.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want
So do I have to, like...
use those same scissors.
But Chihiro was suspended. It was some kind of...
That's right. It absolutely was.
Then there must be something very...
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you...
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously,
somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
The library... So do we even need a flashback for this one? Hold on, I'm just gonna see this now.
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right.
Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya,
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously, somebody
Ah,
else must have
stop
had it
this,
hidden away
please.
somewhere.
Oh boy! Calvin, I did this when I was 7 years old. It's not that hard, Calvin. Please, I did this when I was 7 years old.
Something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No.
That should work. Oh, so we don't need the flashback for this one. Okay, I was just being silly. The flashback is gonna make it a little bit harder, though, for sure.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before.
Yeah, Takami.
Because
I'm
you
being so
see,
petty here, I don't
that
care.
Rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you?
Like, everything's pointing towards this boy at this point. Everything is pointing towards this boy. Plus, we don't like him, so, you know, good as reason as anything.
And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder.
Because it was tied up, it was tying Chihiro up.
And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
Oh, can you imagine another one? Are you gonna start this thing? Are you gonna start going like, actually, elementary, my dear Watson, the extension cord is a make that only was made in Lithuania in 1999. My extension cord was made in 2003 in Western Australia.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this. I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Now that he's saying it like this, I'm like, am I wrong? Am I wrong? He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. And he's not even involved. Wait, not even involved.
Wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
Byakuya. We got it, guys.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best idea right now.
Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait, what was that just now? Something's not right. Jiro's body was definitely found in the girls' locker room, but does that mean, can I really just accept what Byakuya just said as the truth? No, I don't think so. There's definitely something off about what he said. The scene of the crime. It was swapped around.
You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere
100%.
else?
The stain on the carpet as well.
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. Girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
Tagami, my friend, I know you think you're smart, and that's cool, but as always, the person who thinks they're the smartest person in the room refuses to ever learn anything.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene?
The rest of the murder scene. I'm gonna end this episode here, guys. I'm sorry about the constant cliffhangers, but again, I'm back to work at this point. So I am very, very tired. It's late in the evening. I just came home from work actually just about an hour ago. I hope you guys are enjoying the series. This is pretty crazy. This is all pretty crazy, and it's gonna get even crazier, I can feel too. My opinion on this so far is even if I have just kind of been in shock for most of it, is that this is wild. This is just wild. I'll see you guys very soon. Bye-bye.